मेरे तरफ देखो। Look at me for the थोड़ा कभी करो, थोड़ा सा कभी करो, थोड़ा 11 सम के लिए अभी मेरे तरफ देखो। Okay, here we start, here we begin. See the question number 11. A player tosses 2 coins. How many coins have been tossed? 2. He wins ₹10 if 2 heads appear. He wins ₹5 if 1 head appears. And ₹2 if no head appears. What is his expectation and variance? Now remember, whenever you are referring to the profit, whenever you are referring to the income, whenever you are referring to a gain, I would always say X is a gain. Now what can be his gain? His gain can be what? He can win ₹10, so his gain is ₹10. He can win ₹5 if this is 5. And if 1 head appears, if 0 head appears, then he gets ₹2. So यहाँ X is neither the heads nor the tails, but X is a gain. Now I want to find what is the probability of getting 10 rupees. When do I get 10 rupees? When there are 2 heads. Which point is there? HH. How many points are there? 1. Out of how many points? 4. H into H ना? तो H की probability half. Tail की probability भी half और H की probability half. So half into half is 1/4. इस तरीके से देखा तो भी चलेगा. Now probability of getting 5 rupees. What is that? When you have 1 head wala which points are there? H and T, T and H, probability will be 2/4. Then what is the probability of getting 2 rupees? You get 2 rupees if there is 0 head, means the point is TT. So the probability is 1/4. समझा ना? And therefore the PMF of X is, the PMF of X is X. What are the possible gains? ₹10, ₹5, ₹2. With what probability do they have? 1/4, 2/4, 1/4, sum is 1. And therefore expectation of X is equal to, formula लिखो, x1 into p1 plus x2 into p2 plus up till xn into pn, which will be 10 into 1/4 plus 5 into 2/4 plus 2 into 1/4. What will it be? 22/4, which is rupees. Now rupees what? 5.5. 5.4 is the average gain. Expectation means average. So कभी 10 रुपए मिलेगा, कभी 5 रुपए मिलेगा, but on an average you get 5.4. Now expectation of x square is equal to x1 square into p1 plus xn square into pn, which is equal to, it will be 10 square into 1/4 plus 5 square into 2/4 plus then 2 square into 1/4. And after you find this, find out variance. That variance of x is equal to expectation of x square minus expectation of x the bracket square. यहां तक आपको कैलकुलेशन करना है। हो गया? हो गया क्या? So whenever you are referring to the profit, whenever you are referring to the gain, you have to say X is gain in rupees. Okay? हो गया ना? खेती आली. ये आली. Is that over? In that case, I take your attention towards the sum number 12. अभी ये sum number 12 के लिए मेरे तरफ देखो. My question to you is tell me P of X is equal to what? It is 3 minus X and that by 10. Alright? For X is equal to minus 1, comma 0, comma 1, comma 2 and is equal to 0 otherwise. तो एक प्रोबेबिलिटी हमें निकालना पड़ेगा. तो व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ x इज -1. I will just have to put x equal to -1. So it is 3 minus -1 over 10, which will be equal to 4 by 10. Then what is probability of x is 0? It will be 3 minus 0 and that by 10. So it will be 3 by 10. What is probability of x is equal to 1? It would be 3 minus 1 and that by 10, which is 2 by 10. And what is probability of x is 2? It is 3 minus 2 and that by 10, which is 1 by 10. Now therefore, PMF of x is, the PMF is x, the possible values being -1, 0, 1, 2. With what probability do they possess? 4 by 10, 3 by 10, 2 by 10 and 1 by 10. Sum is 1. अभी expectation निकालो. So you are supposed to find expectation and variance. And as such, expectation of x, पहले formula लिखो बाळांनो. It is a matter of habit. If you don't write it now, you will forget even in the exam hall, which can result into loss of 1 mark. करो. Will that be 0? Yes. इसका मतलब है no loss, no gain. Then find expectation of x square, which is equal to x1 square into p1 up till xn square into pn, which is equal to -1 का square into 4 by 10 plus 0 square into 3 by 10 वगैरह करो. ये 1 आता है. And therefore variance of x is equal to expectation of x square minus expectation of x the bracket square. So 1 minus 0, which is 1. समझा? Is that clear? Procedure समझा? They can change the formula, but they cannot change the technique. However, in the 13th sum, if you look at, they have given the range. So it should be the continuous distribution. It therefore should be the continuous distribution. तो पहले तो हमें k की वैल्यू निकालना पड़ेगा. And therefore, How would you start? Since f of x is the PDF, since f of x is the PDF, करेक्ट ना? पहले k की वैल्यू जब तक निकालते नहीं हो तब तो फाइनल आंसर नहीं निकल पाएगा. And therefore, since f of x is PDF, PDF means probability density function. Therefore, integration from minus 2 to plus 2 fx dx should be equal to 1. Now therefore, integration from minus 2 to plus 2 k into 4 minus x square dx should be equal to 1. Therefore k, अभी आपके पास दो चॉइसेस है. एक तो ये इंटीग्रेशन को सेपरेट करो, नहीं तो विदाउट सेपरेशन वही वैल्यूज निकालो. तो 4 का इंटीग्रेशन 4x माइनस एक्स स्क्वायर का इंटीग्रेशन एक्स क्यूब बाय 3 गोइंग फ्रॉम माइनस 2 to 2 शुड बी इक्वल टू 1. अभी पहले 2 डालो तो k 4 into 2 4 into 2 माइनस 2 क्यूब ओवर 8, इसको ब्रैकेट करो. फिर 4 into माइनस 2, देन दैट माइनस 2 का क्यूब बाय 8, minus 2 cube by 8, that should be 1. Therefore k,
सर 327 होना चाहिए.
क्या what
13 है खाली 8
3
-2 के ऊपर.
समझा ना? तो what will it be? 8 minus 8 by 3, 8 minus 8 by 3 minus 8 minus plus 8 by 3, correct na? That should be 1. Therefore k into 24 minus 8 16 by 3 and minus of minus plus 16 by 3 should be equal to 1. So k into 32 by 3 is 1. As such k is 3 by 32. Don't cancel 3. तो k की वैल्यू हमें मिल गई. अभी एक एक प्रोबेबिलिटी को निकालना पड़ेगा. तो फिर प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ x इज ग्रेटर देन 0. लिसन, हो गया ना? कॉपी मत करो अभी. तो प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ x इज 0 ग्रेटर देन 0. Now overall range is minus 2 to 2. So greater than 0 मतलब it will become 0 to 2. K is 3 by 32 into 4 minus x square, that into dx. So it will be 3 by 32 को मैंने कॉमन निकाला, तो it will become 4x minus x cube by 3, that going from 0 to 2. So it is 3 by 32, then 4 into 2 minus 2 cube by 3. पहले मैंने 2 डाला और माइनस 0 डाला तो वह 0 ही होगा. That means this is 3 by 32 into 8. 16 by 3 आता है क्या? And therefore 3 cut. Correct? Will it be 1 by 2? Probability can never be greater than 1. Probability can never be negative. And then consider the second probability. Minus 1 to plus 1. Exactly again on the same lines. तो -1 to +1, therefore probability of -1 less than x less than 1. एक बात जरा ध्यान में रखो, that in continuous distribution probability of x is equal to any constant is 0. समझा ना? तो ये इक्वालिटी लिखो नहीं तो मत लिखो, इट मीन्स द सेम. ये दोनों सेम ही है in continuous but not in discrete, and therefore this is going to be -1 to 1, 3 by 32 into 4 minus x square, that into dx. So 3 by 32 into bracket, it will be 4x minus x cube by 3 from -1 to 1, which is 3 by 32 into 4 minus 1 by 3 minus -4 plus 1 by 3 it will become, and therefore 3 by 32 it will become 11 by 3 na, and plus 11 by 3, which is equal to 3 by 32 into 22 by 3 will be cut, 22 by 32, 11 by 60. क्लियर? अभी without doing any calculation whatsoever, probability of x is less than 0.5 or x is greater than 0.5, this should be equal to 1 ना. दो ही पॉसिबिलिटीज है ना, 0.5 के नीचे या 0.5 के ऊपर, क्योंकि probability of x is equal to 0.5 is 0 only in continuous distribution, and therefore without doing any calculation I can just say that this is equal to 1. Yes or no? What is the probability that you are a boy or you are a girl? It's 100%. You can write here that x is less than 0.5 plus x is greater than 0.5 has to be equal to 1. समझा ना? दो ही possibilities है. Since there are only two possibilities, this probability is equal to 1. कुछ निकालने की जरूरत नहीं है. Or means plus, okay? So fail. I take your attention towards the sum number 14. Sum number 14. Again, my question to you is, tell me, is that, stop talking, is that a discrete distribution or continuous distribution? That is continuous. So probability of x is less than a by 2. Probability of x is less than a by 2 will be equal to 0 to a by 2, correct na? 0 to a by 2, 1 upon 2a, that into dx. But 1 upon 2a is a constant, और 1 का इंटीग्रेशन x होता है. It is 0 to a by 2. So it will be 1 upon 2a, and a by 2 minus 0. So will that be 1 by 4? a कट ना, 2 to 22 नहीं होता है क्या ऐसे? And then probability of x is greater than 3a by 2, which is equal to, now it will be 3a by 2 to 2a. It will be 1 upon 2a dx. Good questions, but easy questions. And therefore it would just be equal to 1 upon 2a. Abhi this is x going from 3a by 2 to 2a. So it is 1 upon 2a into 2a minus 3a by 2. So 1 upon 2a into a by 2, which is 1 by 4. And therefore, probability of x is less than a by 2 is equal to probability of x is more than 3a by 2. Hence proved. बट वो एग्जामिनर को समझने के लिए कि ये हेन है, इकडे अशी पिवळी पिवळी अंडी काढा काय अशी अशी समजा. I then consider the 15th one. क्या कहते हैं वो? Find the value of k. Listen. Good question. Again. Find the value of k. हम क्या कहेंगे? Since f of x is the PDF. Since f of x is the PDF. Since f of x is a PDF. Therefore, integration क्या रेंज दी है? 0 to infinity. 0 to infinity k e raised to minus theta x dx should be equal to 1. हाँ, अभी एक मिनट कोई भी कुछ भी लिखेगा नहीं. अभी k as it is. What is the integration of e raised to something? E raised to something. But before that, coefficient of x is minus theta ना, and therefore you have to divide by that minus theta. x के कोएफिशिएंट से डिवाइड करते हैं, फिर e raised to का इंटीग्रेशन e raised to होता है, and that is going from 0 to infinity should be equal to 1, and therefore it is minus k by theta. Now it is e raised to x के इंफिनिटी डाला तो वो इंफिनिटी होगा, और 0 डाला तो वो e raised to 0 होगा. Theta into 0 is 0 and theta into infinity is infinity. But remember, therefore, minus k by theta, this should be equal to 1. Minus k by theta, it will be 1 upon e raised to infinity. Minus 1 should be 1. अभी एक मिनट जरा देखो. What is e? 2 point something. Now that raised to infinity is infinity. See, 2 raised to infinity is infinity. And 1 upon infinity, 1 upon a very big number is 0. 1 upon 1 lakh is 0. So 1 upon a very big number is 0. And therefore, ये e raised to minus infinity ये 0 होता है. और for that matter, e raised to infinity ये infinity होता है. And therefore it will be minus k by theta. 0 minus 1 should be 1. Therefore k by theta is 1. As such k is theta. Yes, समझा क्या? It was a good question. Remember, e raised to 0 is 1. Anything raised to 0 is 1. And e raised to infinity is infinity. So e raised to minus infinity will be 1 upon e raised to infinity, which is 1 upon infinity, which is 0. क्या करो? तो मेरे को थीटा मिल गया. k की वैल्यू थीटा आ गई. तू तिला विचारलं का? जाऊ का? काही हिला नाही ना देऊ शकत आपण अभिनय. बाळ मग बाळाला त्रास नाही का म्हणून बसमध्ये चढायचं एवढं. पुन्हा थंडी तिथे. पण बाळ काय करणार, बाळ थोडी जॅकेट घालणार. Now probability of x is greater than 1 upon theta. So probability of x is greater than 1 upon theta. So 1 upon theta to infinity, it will be theta e raised to minus theta x dx. So this is equal to theta kept as it is. इसका इंटीग्रेशन होगा 1 upon minus theta into e raised to minus theta x going from 1 upon theta to infinity. Check. तो ये theta theta कट minus 1 e raised to minus infinity minus e raised to minus theta into 1 upon theta. Correct? Na? That means this is minus 1. It is 0 minus e raised to minus 1. And therefore it will be minus of minus 1 upon e. So the answer is 1 upon e. क्या थीटा कांस्टेंट है, थीटा कांस्टेंट है. x इंटू ई रेज टू एक्स होता है तो एल ई होता है. ये x का है, थीटा कांस्टेंट है तो थीटा विल रिमेन एज इट इज. And then second, find the value of m if 0 to m is 1 by 2. करेंगे क्या तुम? तो probability of 0 is less than x is less than m. 0 is less than x is less than m is half. That means 0 to m theta e raised to minus theta x dx should be equal to 1 by 2. Alright. This by and large this is a good question. So it is theta kept as it is 1 upon minus theta e raised to minus theta x from 0 to m should be equal to 1 by 2. So theta theta cut, it is minus. अभी e raised to minus theta m minus e raised to 0 is 1 by 2. समझा? Good question. Therefore, it will be minus e raised to minus theta m minus 1 is 1 by 2. Now therefore minus e raised to minus theta m plus 1 is half. Therefore minus e raised to minus theta m is half minus 1 which is minus half. Therefore e raised to minus theta m is 1 by 2. समझा? और अगर मेरे को e को रिमूव करना है तो आई विल हैव टू टेक log टू द बेस e. ये हमने डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन के वो लास्ट एप्लीकेशंस में किया था. एंड देयरफॉर इट वुड बी minus theta into m is log of 1 by 2 to the base e, and therefore this m will be equal to minus 1 upon theta into log to the base e 1 by 2. ये तुम्हारा आंसर हो सकता है, लेकिन I can further reduce it. क्योंकि ये ट्रू फॉल्स में वगैरह आ गया तो फिर गड़बड़ होगी. इट विल बी log 1 minus log 2 log of a upon b log a minus log b. But log 1 is 0, so minus 1 upon theta, 0 minus log 2, and therefore you can say it is 1 upon theta into log 2. ये भी तुम्हारा आंसर हो सकता है. Beautiful question. When the question is beautiful, you have to become dutiful. You have to become dutiful. ये दोनों भी करेक्ट है. ओके, ये भी लिखा तो भी करेक्ट है, ये भी लिखा तो भी करेक्ट है. I then consider this 16th sum. पहले तो k निकालना पड़ेगा. ये कल किया है मेरे ख्याल से. Similar question we had done yesterday, right? Yes or no? 0 to 4. So, लेकिन CDF किया था क्या? नहीं किया था. CDF चलो जाने दो, करते हैं. लिखो. क्या कहेंगे? Since fx is the PDF, since fx is the PDF, integration from 0 to 4 fx dx should be equal to 1, and therefore integration from 0 to 4 k over root x dx should be 1. So k kept as it is. What is the integration of root x? So 2 root x going from 0 to 4 is 1. So 2k root 4 minus root 0 should be 1. So 2k into 2 minus 0 should be 1. So 4k is 1. So k is 1 by 4. मेरे ख्याल से कल ये क्वेश्चन किया था. अरा CDF अभिज्ञाचं बाळ इंटिग्रेशन करत करतच जन्माला येणार आहे. रोज ऐकतं नाही काय. Now CDF is, therefore CDF is, the CDF is, माईकवर का बोलतो मी अभिज्ञा माहिती का तुला? आज नाही तर उद्या सगळ्यांना कळणारच आहे, दिसणारच आहे ते. इट्स कॅपिटल. काय झालं? हाँ, इट इज 0 टू x. CDF पे हम क्या कहते हैं? लोअर लिमिट टू x, and then k is 1 by 4 आणि मग 1 upon root x dx. ये समझा ना? Therefore this is equal to 1 upon 4. It will be 2 root x going from 0 to x. Therefore it will be 2 by 4 मतलब 1 by 2 root x minus 0, so root x, and therefore ये capital F of x is root x by 2. Good question. Now you want probability of x is less than or equal to 2. But less than or equal to is nothing but f of 2 ना. उन्होंने hence कहा है, मतलब यूजिंग CDF. तुम अगर इंटीग्रेशन से निकालेंगे तो 0 बस मिलेगा. CDF से बोला है तो इट इज f of 2 which is root 2 over 2 root 2 root 2 root 2 root 2 root 2 cut root 2. हो गया क्या? And the second one you want is probability of x is greater than or equal to 1. अभी जरा एक मिनट मेरे तरफ देखो, क्या होता है कि ये मेरे को CDF से निकालना है, greater than or equal to 1 ये निकालना है. But remember, greater than or equal to 1 can be written as 1 minus probability of x is less than or equal to 1. करेक्ट ना? समझा ना? डायग्राम से समझो. 0 to 4 इसमें ये 1 होता है, तो यहां कहीं तो भी 1 है, तो ये 1 to 4 मतलब 1 minus 0 to 1. बट लेस देन और इक्वल टू मतलब CDF ना, and therefore it will be 1 minus root 1 by 2 means 1 minus half, which is half. Fantastic questions. देखो CDF मतलब लेस देन और इक्वल टू, लेफ्ट को कोई गए हो. और देखते ही देखते हम इसके लास्ट क्वेश्चन पे पहुंच गए. 17th. X as the PDF given. क्या एक सिंपल क्वेश्चन है. व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ x इज लेस देन 0. एक ही पूछा है ना प्रोबेबिलिटी, तो यही हम करते हैं. लेस देन 0 बोला है तो -5 to 0. समझा ना? 1/10 dx. तो 1/10 as it is, integration of 1 is x from -5 to 0. So it will be 1/10, 0 minus -5, which is 5 by 10, which is 1 by 2. Simple. समझा? एंड दैट वाज क्वाइट एक्सपेक्टेड, क्योंकि -5 to 5 इसके बीच में 0 आता है ना, तो 0 तक की प्रोबेबिलिटी हाफ और 0 के बाद की प्रोबेबिलिटी भी हाफ, तो वैसे भी हाफ एक्सपेक्टेड था. समझा क्या बात? नो. बारावी के लेक्चर के बाद जब वापिस जब मिलेंगे तेव्हा प्रत्येक क्लासमध्ये एक पारडा लावलेला असेल का, जिथे लेक्चर असेल तिथे पारडा. आणि त्याला एक दोरी असेल अशी मोठी, बाळ रडायला लागलं की पाळणा हलवा. आणि एवढे मामा मावश्या आहेतच सांभाळायला. काय हो गया क्या बाळांनो? ठीक है. मग अभी I want your attention. I come to these binomial distribution के sums. Look at me now. Stay focused. हाँ. Look, so what is given? Given is n is 10 and p is 0.2. बट हमारा कहना यह है कि पॉइंट में मत करो अभी ये सम्स 12th स्टैंडर्ड में, क्योंकि कैलकुलेटर नहीं है तुम्हारे पास. तो 0.2 का मतलब 2/10 मतलब 1/5. सो q is 1 minus 1/5 which is 4/5. समझा? मग अभी पहले पीएमएफ लिखो. द पीएमएफ ऑफ x इज probability of x is equal to x लिखो, r लिखो, कुछ भी लिखो, n c x p raised to x q raised to n minus x for x is 0 1 2 up till n and is equal to 0 otherwise. ते otherwise है, otherwise नहीं. तोपर्यंत आशना को भी पाळणं लागेल. तो म्हणे ये तुम्हारा पाळणं नहीं चाहिए, मैं सोने का पाळणं बनाऊं. ये तुम्हारा लोखंड का पाळणं नहीं चाहिए. ओ बड़ा ओ ली काही ली. अरे whether that small x or r, it is the value of capital X ना. तो कुछ भी लिखो. अभी I want probability of x is greater than or equal to 2. That greater than or equal to 1. Actually it means probability of 1 plus probability of 2 up till probability of 10. But इतना करने के जगह 1 minus probability of 0. So 1 minus, it will be 10c0, 1/5 raised to 0 and 4/5 raised to 10. अभी ये जरा बावड़ट है. ये इतना n equal to 10 देने की जरूरत नहीं थी when the calculator is not allowed. And therefore you can keep your answer as 1 minus 4/5 raised to 10, क्योंकि ये निकलना नामुमकिन. Without calculator is too difficult. उनको अगर चेक ही करना था तुमको आता है या नहीं, तो n की वैल्यू 4-5 भी दे सकते थे. पण मग ते 12वायचं कसं म्हणणार ना त्याला. बरोबर. x is less than or equal to 8. Probability of x is less than or equal to 8. तो x is less than or equal to 8. This is equal to, बोलो, it is probability of 0 भी आता है क्या है, plus probability of 1 up till probability of 8. Instead of that 1 minus probability of 9 plus probability of 10. दो probabilities को minus करना पड़ेगा. You have to be watchful. up till 8 मतलब 9 10 को रिमूव करना पड़ेगा. मग 10c9 1/5 raised to 9 and 4/5 raised to 1 plus 10c10 1/5 raised to 10 आणि 4/5 raised to 0. So it is 1 minus. Now 10c9 is 10 into 1/5 raised to 10 आणि into 4. समझा ना यारे. 5 raised to 9 into 5 raised to 1 5 raised to 10 होता है कि नहीं. तो वो मैंने लिखा. प्लस 10c10 is 1, 10c10 is 1 and 1/5 raised to 10. It is 1/5 raised to 10. That means this is 1 minus, it will be 40 plus 1, 41. 40+1 41 होता है ना, हाँ, अपॉन 5^10 याचा आन्सर. फक्त तो 510 दिसणार नाही असं बघा, तो इसको ब्रॅकेट करो नहीं तो गड़बड़ होगा. समझो, समझा करो. तो ऐसा n इक्वल टू 10 दिखा तो क्या लिखने का, पावर्ड, ऐसा लिखने का. केव्हा लिखने का, हे येड्या तुला तरी येईल का हे. ठीक है. अभी दिस इज अ गुड क्वेश्चन. लुक, क्या दिया है, दिया क्या है, दिया वो है कि जिसमें से रोशनी आती है. तो n is equal to 10. By the way, expectation of x is n into p has been given to be 5. So 10 into p is equal to 5. So p is 5 by 10, मतलब 1 by 2. So q is 1 minus p, even that is what, half. अभी मेरे को वेरिएंस निकालना है, अभी मेरे को वेरिएंस निकालना है, बट यू नो फॉर बाइनोमियल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन वेरिएंस इज एन पी क्यू. तो 10 इंटू हाफ विच इज इक्वल टू 2.5. समझा? इज दैट क्लियर? तो ये पहला क्वेश्चन हो गया. अभी दूसरे में पहले से कोई रिश्ता नहीं है, वो अलग करना है तुमको. समझा? तो मतलब दूसरे के तरफ देखो. एक्सपेक्टेशन ऑफ एक्स, लिसन, एक्सपेक्टेशन ऑफ एक्स मतलब एनपी इज इक्वल टू 5. वेरिएंस एनपी क्यू इज इक्वल टू 2.5. अभी ये एनपी की वैल्यू मैंने इधर डाला, तो 5q is 2.5. So q is 2.5 over 5, which is 1 by 2. And therefore p is 1 minus q, which is also half. Now since n into p is 5, therefore n into half is 5. Therefore n is 10. Done. कुछ तो देंगे, कुछ तो पूछेंगे. Coin is tossed 4 times. What does it mean? Coin is tossed 4 times. What does that mean? N is 4. So x follows. Binomial with n is 4. P is half because probability of head is half. By the way, q is half. Then PMF लिखो. नहीं लिखेंगे तो 1 मार्क गया. आता एक निकालो. पहले तुमको चाहिए 3 हेड्स. सो प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ x इज 3. will be 4c3 half raised to 3 into half raised to 1, which is 4 into half raised to 4. So 4 into 1 upon 16, matlab 1 by 4. Then you want head in the first two tosses and tail in the last two tosses. अभी ये तुम बाइनोमियल से नहीं कर सकते. वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन, वेरी गुड सिचुएशन. ये तुम बाइनोमियल से नहीं कर सकते. सुनो, बाइनोमियल में एनी टू आर हेड्स ये हो सकता है, बट फर्स्ट टू आर हेड्स एंड नेक्स्ट टू आर टेल्स ये नहीं हो सकता. Listen, stop talking. So how will I do it? What probability I want is first is a half head and second is a head and third is a tail and fourth is a tail. And means intersection. But they are all independent, na? And therefore it is probability that the first is a head, probability that the second is a head, third is a tail, fourth is a tail. So 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 is 1 upon. ये बाइनोमियल से नहीं हो सकता. यहाँ रीजन लिखो that the tosses are independent. रीजन लिखो tosses are independent. समझा ना? अभी तुमको 4 चिल्ड्रेन हो गए और तुमको चाहिए पहला बॉय है, दूसरा बॉय है, तीसरी गर्ल है, चौथी गर्ल है. तो यू कांट यूज बाइनोमियल. Come on. Bomb will hit the target is 0.8. That out of the 5 bombs, how many bombs are walking on the street? समझा ना? तो what you have is x follows binomial with n is 5, p is. अतः ये यहाँ अलग से लिखो p is 0.8 मतलब 8 by 10 मतलब 4 by 5. So q is 1 minus p will be 1 by 5. So this is 4 by 5. q is 1 by 5. pmf लिखो. pmf लिखो बाळांनो. हो गया. Now my question to you is they want what? Two will miss the target. एक मिनट stop talking. Hitting the target is a success ना? Please. तो यहां तुम्हें लिखना पड़ेगा that hitting is success. समझा ना? अभी मेरे को बोलो to miss the target. मतलब how many hit the target? 3. So to miss मतलब 3 hit. And therefore actually you have to find probability of x is 3. People will make mistake here very surely. So it is 5c3, then 4 by 5 raised to 3, 1 by 5 raised to 2, which is 5C3 is 5 into 4 into 3 over 3 factorial, which is 6. Then 4 raised to 3 and 1 upon 5 raised to 5. 5 raised to 5 तुम निकाल सकते हैं क्या? 3125 and therefore ये कितना होगा 10. So 10 into 64 into 1 upon 3125. So 640 over 3125. But you can reduce it, na? You can reduce it. 5 से divide करो. So 128 over 625 is the probability. मग केलं तर मग P बदलेल Q बदलेल. Then P will be 1/5. चालेल. क्या सक्सेस है वो डिफाइन करो. हिटिंग सक्सेस है या मिसिंग सक्सेस है. बट बॉम्ब के बारे में हिट करना ही सक्सेस होगा. अभी वो HIT हिट भी हो सकता है, वो HEIT हिट भी हो सकता है. करो. फिफ्थ, what is the probability that the classroom will burn? The classroom does not burn. Bulb will burn. Okay? इतर म्हणाल classroom will burn. 3 lamps are fitted. बता N is 3. Burning is a success. लिखो. So X follows. Binomial with N is 3. P is 0.3. That means Q is 0.7. But basically write it as 3/10. And Q is 7/10. ये लिखना ज़्यादा अच्छा होगा. Classroom is unusable if the number of lamps is less than 2. Number of lamps burning is less than 2 के लिए classroom useful नहीं होता है. Good question. बरका. What is the probability that the classroom cannot be used? तो तुमको classroom cannot be used मतलब number of bulbs burning will be less than 2. So classroom cannot be used if, see, what can be the X values? 0, 1, 2, 3. इसके लिए not used. इसके लिए not used. This is used and this is used. But you have to find probability of not used, na? Therefore, you have to find probability of 0 plus probability of 1. 3C 0, then 3/10 raised to 0 and 7/10 raised to 3 plus 3C1, 3/10 raised to 1, 7/10 raised to 2. So this is 7 raised to 3. कितना होता है? 49 into 3, 7. 343. 10 raised to 3000 होता है क्या है? मग प्लस it will be 3 into 3 बरोबर ना? 3 raised to 1 into 1 upon 1000. Therefore 343 आणि 7 मग 343 plus 63 ना? 343 काय झालं?
3 into 3 into 7 is 49. 3 into 3 into 49.
7 square है. तो दिस इज 9 into 49. ऐसा करो. डिवाइडेड बाय 1000. निकालो. करो ये 6 वाला 10% is the defective ना so P will be equal to 10% मतलब 1 by 10 Q is 1 minus P which will be 9 by 10 how many items you have taken 4 तो N is 4 समझा ना यार हो बड़े ना कितने आइटम है तुम्हारे पास हाँ लेकिन उसमें से 10% डिफेक्टिव है क्या therefore x follows binomial with n is 4 p is 1 by 10 q is 9 by 10 pmf लिखो pmf के लिए 1 मार्क होगा इंस्पेक्टर फाइंड्स अटमोस्ट 1 मतलब क्या अटमोस्ट म्हणजे मॅक्सिमम इज लेस देन और इक्वल टू 1 means it is probability of 0 plus probability of 1 for C0 1 by 10 raised to 0 9 by 10 raised to 4 for C1 1 by 10 raised to 1 9 by 10 raised to 3 means ये तो होगा 9 raised to 4 करा 81 into 81 over 10,000 plus it will be 4 into 9 raised to 3 81 into 9 समझा ना over 10,000 करो बाड़ो इट्स वेरी सिंपल बाइनोमियल पॉइसन के क्वेश्चंस आर वेरी सिंपल तुमको जब डालना है वैल्यू Yes, tomorrow we'll meet at 1:30. Tomorrow will be 1:30. काय ओसीएमचं लेक्चर नाही आहे का म्हणूनच 1:30ला घेतोय ना बावटच आहे तुम्ही दोनदा येणार आहे का 1:30 to 4 मैथ्स का लेक्चर फिनिश करो फिर ओसीएम बावटच आहे हाँ काय कुठे बोट लावू मी वॉट झाला का 18 वर्षाचा मग करो आया क्या ये करो हो गया ना ठीक है तुम करेंगे क्या ये सारे पूरा अभी करो ये जरा लास्ट क्वेश्चन के लिए मेरे तरफ देखो स्टॉप राइटिंग फॉर द 14th सम लुक एट मी यहां उन्होंने क्या दिया है x फॉलोज पॉइसन विथ m नाउ प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ x इज इक्वल टू x is e raised to minus m raised to x over x factorial and probability of x is x plus 1 is e raised to minus m raised to x plus 1 over x plus 1 factorial. अभी probability of x is x plus 1 over probability of x is x will be e raised to minus m raised to x plus 1 over x plus 1 factorial over e raised to minus m raised to x over x factorial. तो ये e raised to minus m will be cut. अब ये अपॉन का अपॉन ऊपर जाएगा, देन ये x प्लस वन फैक्टोरियल नीचे रहेगा आणि m raised to x प्लस वन ऊपर रहेगा, m raised to x नीचे होगा. But remember, stop writing. If I want 5 factorial, I can write it as 5 into 4 factorial. So, x factorial as it is, इसको x plus 1, subtract 1, x factorial. Then this is m raised to x plus 1 minus x. Because x raised to m over x raised to n is x raised to m minus n. तो ये x factorial कट होगा and it is m upon x plus 1 proof. समझा? समझा ना तुमको? आणि मग find the mean and variance. So mean and variance is m only. Mean and variance is m only. For Poisson distribution they are equal. So mean equal to variance equal to m. That's it. समझा? That's it. मग अब तुम करो बाकी के सम्स, नाहीतर उद्याला काय करायचं मग? एप्लीकेशन ऑफ डेरिवेटिव्स लेंगे. हाँ मग लेंगे एप्लीकेशन ऑफ डेरिवेटिव.